everybody, this is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. So I am getting back into the swing of things after another weekend. I am so incredibly busy this week and I'm supposed to be gardening and doing editing. I've got like 5 videos that need to be edited, but I need to also film some more makeup looks, especially with my newer palettes. I haven't really played around with them as much. So I have my handmade iced coffee. Alas, there is no more ice in it, so it is not iced coffee, it is warm coffee. Now, I am just going to get into this makeup tutorial and let's get started. So I'm just going to prime. I'm not too concerned about filling in pores. I'm not going out anywhere crazy. I'm going to get groceries, as a matter of fact. So I think the grocery store can handle this Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer look. We are going to be very quick. I am in a rush, like I said. I have been very busy. I'm thinking of new videos to create for you guys. I'm still looking at doing my 4th stationery haul, which will include my selfie stick that I ordered on Amazon. I want to start vlogging my garden and just like vlogging in general, and not like huge weekly vlogs or anything like that, because I think that's overkill. I've heard somewhere, like I said before, it's death for a new channel to start vlogging because people really don't care about your life. I mean, I talk a lot in my videos, like I talk about going to Red Deer, which I'm still working on planning a trip to Red Deer again. So when I do that, I'm thinking of like vlogging, maybe not the whole thing, but just kind of starting to vlog going to the breweries and stuff. So if you guys are into that, let me know. Even especially into like what kinds of things I pack for my trip. I'm interested in doing stuff like that. So please let me know if you want to see that. I don't want to waste anyone's time here. I'm using my Real Techniques makeup sponge, and I am going to be using my Tarte Foundcealer. This is 35G medium golden, should be my shade today. So I will be kind of attempting to vlog, but again, not huge, not really long vlogs. Like I won't be doing a whole week. It'll be short. I want to show you my garden, but that is kind of one of the things on my to-do list this week. I guess the biggest things are editing, because editing seems to just take up so much of my time, and filming the actual makeup look, I mean, usually it's to go somewhere, and so usually you don't really think of it as like a waste of time, because it's not. It's part of the job, right? But the actual editing process, oh my goodness, you have to have enough time to not only watch your videos. So if you have a whole hour video, you're sitting there for at least a minimum of an hour, plus like cutting stuff out and adding headliners and just adding little stuff to your video. It takes forever. So not that I'm complaining, because honestly, that's the part, like one of the parts, other than filming, of course, that I love the most. So, but it is so time consuming. And between, you know, helping out, cleaning around the house, providing for my son and my family, and, you know, doing the stuff that needs to be done during the week, like grocery shopping and errands. So besides with the gardening, because I have like a whole bunch of mini gardens everywhere, and I have to not only weed, which is probably going to take the longest. I can't even start it today because it is about to pour right now. But I did manage to fertilize everything earlier before it's like before this, so that's good. And I also managed to pull all the dead flowers off my plants. I have a lot of petunias, and I've got 3 fuchsia plants that are on hanging baskets. So they fall off daily, and you always have to pick off the dead ones, and if you don't, you just won't get as many blooms and your flowers won't grow as nice. So I spend a huge portion of my time doing that daily, not to mention with how many plants we actually have in the garden. Just watering takes forever, and if I'm fertilizing, I use like a basket and I water by hand, and I don't actually water with the hose that day. So man, I could go on and on forever about plants, because I love plants. I love watching stuff grow. But anyway, so I will be doing a vlog after I get everything weeded, which will probably be this upcoming weekend I'll do it, or maybe next week. Then I also have, like I said, all the editing. So just have a lot going on right now. Mondays always seem to be a rush because we do have to get the groceries. I'm going to conceal with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles Treatment Concealer, and this is Sand. But I'm going to pop on this e.l.f. Color Correct stick before I do my conceal business. I'm just going to use this product up. Like, it works, but it's not my favorite. And honestly, I guess it's not even fair because I haven't tried anything else. But I desperately need something because, like I said before, my under eyes are just so dark. So whatever, it's something. It's a $6 color corrector. I can't complain for $6. And like I said, I also think I bought an NYX one once, but I didn't get it in the peach. I got it in, I think it was like yellow. And the consistency doesn't cover very well, and I need the peach for the under eyes. So I'll just kind of look and see what kind of products, like I said, a higher end product might be more beneficial. I don't know. So I like putting this under my eyes, and I will go off camera, quickly do my brows, wait for this to dry just a little bit, and then when we come back, it'll kind of give more coverage. So for my eyebrows, I'm using not Anastasia brow products, which is like, what? I'm using my Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Definer 305 Soft Brown. So it's kind of got like a little bit of a thicker little end on it rather than the Anastasia Brow Wiz. It's more like the Brow Definer. And then I don't like this spoolie, but I use my other one by Real Techniques. And then of course I go in right after with my Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer Mascara in Soft Brown. So it just adds a little bit more dimension and depth to your brows, makes them look more real as opposed to just coloring them in with a dip brow pomade. And I mean, I love the dip brow pomade, don't get me wrong. I just use it every now and then. Like, I don't use it every day, even though it seems like it because I've used it in every single video. I also like changing it up a bit, depends what I'm doing. So anyway, moving along. Those are done. I'm being very, very quick and not as precise as I would for like a date night right now. So if they look a little wonky, that's okay. Now we're blending out the concealer. On the eyes, of course, I always bring up a little bit of the product onto my lid so that my shadows will adhere, wow, sorry, I can't talk again. They adhere better to the eye, and also it covers up any veins that you have on your eye. And this concealer, I always find this concealer really good. Like, it doesn't crease very fast at all. Just to set everything down, I will be using my Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. Put it upside down, shake it a little bit, and I'm not using much powder today at all because I want this to be a fairly natural look. So setting the under eye with like the tiniest amount of powder. And I notice on me, like, if I under powder, my under eye still creases, and if I over powder, it just looks cakey and it almost looks like it still creases, or either that or the makeup comes off because you've over used too much product. So just be careful. It's all about playing with it and seeing what works for you. So I'm using my Sigma F20 powder brush now just to gently set the rest of my face. I really like the way that natural glow of the Foundcealer kind of peeps through, so I try not to over product. And again, I put way less Foundcealer on my forehead than I did the rest of my face because I always have an issue with my forehead wrinkles, and doing it this way just kind of prevents it from caking in there. That is all I'm going to powder, so hardly at all. Like, can you guys even believe it? I will be taking I found a clean F40. This is a large angled contour by Sigma. I'm going in with my Too Faced Cocoa Contour Palette. And I'm just going to go in with the medium contour and actually see how ashy that color is on its own. I haven't tried it on its own before. This stuff smells so good. Like, I know I keep saying that, but man, this stuff smells like dark chocolate, like hot chocolate powder, but like dark chocolate. So I'm going to be contouring, obviously, but I'm going to be doing this very, very quickly. And again, not being too precise about it. I've really been loving my cream contour lately, but that takes work. It takes a little bit of time, and time is one of those things. It's always fleeting. I just added a little bit of color to my nose. This color is very light. It doesn't really do a whole lot for me, but it does give me a little bit of a defined look on my cheeks. I will do underneath my jaw, just along underneath the edge here. Just right here, and of course my forehead and temples to warm up the face and blend in with my cheek contour. And I really like the way this makeup looks, so it does not look overdone. As long as the under eyes don't crease, it looks fairly natural. Okay, and then we are going to quickly blush. I am using my Tarte Bliss blush palette. I am going to use my F10 powder blush brush, and I just like to kind of put the brush in all of the colors. So I just kind of go like this, pounce it in everything, tap off the brush, very important, give a little smile, and lightly, when I say lightly, do it lightly, dust your cheeks to the desired color that you prefer. I always prefer doing it a little bit light, but blush fades very, very quickly. It's just the formula, that's just what it does. If you want it to last a little bit longer, I would suggest applying your blush and then apply a translucent powder on top and then another coating of blush. Or you could do the same thing with a cream product. If you want to use cream product on your cheeks, then translucent powder over top and then a powder blush as well. And that kind of gives it a little bit of staying power. They actually say the same thing with perfume. If you layer your scent, so if you put on your fragrant lotion that sometimes comes in those like perfume boxes, like the kits, you put that on first on your pulse points, like your wrist and your around your neck, and then you put the perfume on top. It does help it to last a little bit longer. So I'm going to go in first with this Real Techniques Essential Crease Brush, and I am using my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea High Tides and Good Vibes palette. I love this. I'm going to start off with this neutral shade here. It's called Beach Therapy, and I'm going to put this in the crease. And this brush is like a little small for what I would like it for. I really like a fluffy brush for this part, but that's okay. Okay, and if you want to increase the transition shade, just keep packing on the color and then blending it out. And for myself, this is a fairly light shade, so you can barely even tell that it's on my skin, but it does give a slight definition in the crease. And for something darker, you could add this brown shade, which, I mean, we could do right now. Let's see if I have another crease brush. I can use this dual fiber crease brush here. This is the dual fiber eye brush. So I'll add a little bit of that brown, but I am going in with like the pink and the red shades. So this one I'll keep right in the crease here. This really darkens things up, and it is a satin finish as opposed to a matte, so it gives it a little bit of a different finish. Okay, and then just to blend that out, I will go in with that first brush I used, and I won't even add more product, but I will blend only up here just to make sure that that first color we applied and the dark brown are blended out. There are no harsh lines to be seen. Oh, and that shade, sorry, was Galapagos, that brown color. And now I am going to go in with Aloha Beaches. This is a medium shadow brush, so I'm going to go right into that color, and I'm just going to apply it right to the lid and kind of blend it up to the crease like a small bit here. And I guess we'll just apply it all over the lid, and I'm just kind of patting it in here, okay? And then again, I have fallout a little bit here. Like I have tapped off my brush, but it still tends to fall out a little bit. And then I'm just going to go back into that one we used with the dark brown and just blend in the crease just a little bit more. And then again, with the very first brush we used for the crease color, and just blend up here, and done. So next, I am just going to be using mascara. I'm not going to line my eyes today at all. Just to kind of bring some color down on the lower lash line, I'm going to take this smaller brush now. This is a brow highlighting brush, but I like to use it for the lower lash line sometimes. So I'm going to go in with Galapagos here, the brown shade, and just kind of bring it down, and not even being too precise, but just giving the lower lash line a little bit of definition. But I'm only bringing it about halfway, and then just connect it to the top. Good enough. And now just to kind of give it a little pizzazz, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take this Beach Days, it's like this hot pink sparkle, and I'm going to put it on my lid. And I might just put it on the outside corner. Dude! I might just stick to the outside corner here. And now something like this, you might want to use like some type of glitter glue, but if you've already put on shadow, sometimes it's hard to do that. You don't really want to mess up your shadow, but usually this glitter is kind of dense and it just covers up your shadow anyway. So, you know, might be okay. I'm just going to kind of spread out the glitter a bit, and done. So now I'm just going to put on some mascara. I will be using my Tarte Lights Camera Flashes mascara. So currently, I remember when Sephora had their like summer sale, This one was on sale for $15, which is an amazing deal. You can go to Walmart and get like kind of a crappy mascara for $10. And this stuff is, I love this. Like, this product is amazing. And now they're all sold out. So even if you wanted to get one full price, they're not available. So anyway, I'm going to do this off camera. We'll be right back to do. So I was going to go in with like a bright lipstick, but then I looked at my eyes and they just look so pretty. So I want to not use a bright lipstick. I'm going to use this Tarte Tartiest Glossy Lip Paint in Hella Nude. I haven't actually used this on its own before, I don't think. And instead of like a nude matte lip, it's going to be a nude glossy lip. But it also has a bit of pink to it. I don't know if I'm okay with that. I think the best case scenario, because it's so light, is just to apply a little bit and then maybe put like a gloss over it. I would probably use like my Buxom lip polish in Samantha, because this stuff will just make it a little bit more like shiny. And though even though the lips are lighter than the rest of my face, it kind of retracts the lips and pays more attention to the eyes, where if you have like a more bold color on the lips, then the eyes are just like, ugh. Or, you know, you never want to wear like a crazy bright shadow with a crazy bright lip, because it just, you look, you know, a little overdone. Unless it's on purpose. I think one of my, was it my pink makeup look with my 39S, such a gem by Morphe, totally did a hot bright pink lip with like bright pink eyes. But that's more like a festival look. I'm not sure if I'd ever go anywhere like that. I mean, I could. I just don't know if I would. Definitely not on a regular basis, that's for sure. Okay, lips are glossy, and I think this is really cute. I mean, I don't really feel like I can even see the other shadows underneath this like sparkle, but I mean, it does give it a good base, and I did kind of define the lower lash line with some shadow, some brown shadow. And I think you could really spike it up a notch if you did line the water rim of your eyes. Even with black, it'll just be like, bam, in your face. So anyway, that is the completed look. I'm kind of in a rush, like I said. I will actually spray my face with this Milani Make It Dewy, which I need to replace shortly because it's almost gone. And that's all she wrote, you guys. So have a wonderful day. Until next time, you guys take care.